Hey California, it's Philip Ong, policy advocate for California Common Cause. It's the end of the year and I wanted to take a few minutes to highlight the victories that we had in 2012. Now they were large and small victories across the state, so this video is not at all an entire compilation of everything that we've achieved together as voters and as a reform organization. But I do want to highlight a few major victories that we believe will have ramifications not just in this state, but nationally. So let's start with the top 5 list. Victory number 5 came when we pushed back against Citizens United big in 2012. Voters from across the state of California urged the legislature and their local governments to pass resolutions urging Congress to send California a constitutional amendment so we can overturn the Supreme Court's decision in Citizens United. As part of our broader Amend 2012 campaign, which you can check out at amend2012.org, California's legislature passed Assembly Joint Resolution 22. This was a state resolution approved by the legislature and sent to Congress. In addition to the work by our state legislature, we had the major cities of Los Angeles, San Francisco, San Diego, Berkeley, Oakland, and Richmond all send resolutions to Congress saying we need an amendment to the Constitution that overturns Citizens United. So without you and the great grassroots work of our members at the local level, we couldn't have gotten that work done. Victory number 4 was considered a game changer, one of the many game changers we had this year, and that was the proper implementation of online voter registration. The online voter registration system was a game changer in the November election, with close to 800,000 voters registering through the online system, and in the coming years we expect millions to join the already registered voters through this system. It makes it easy and efficient and makes the records accurate. Victory number 3 was the passage of Election Day voter registration that earned the signature of Governor Jerry Brown. Now, Election Day voter registration will allow voters who missed the voter registration deadline to go to their county registrar's office and to register and vote in the last 2 weeks before an election and even on Election Day. The system isn't up and running yet because the state still needs to work out some of the systems that complement Election Day voter registration to make sure it's secure and efficient. So stay tuned to that because we want to keep you informed on the implementation of Election Day voter registration. So follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to get updates on the system. Until then, make sure you register using the online system at registertovote.ca.gov. Our number 2 victory came at the hands of the ballot box. In June, you passed Proposition 28, which finally reformed California's term limits. You know, our term limits in California were the strictest term limits in the country, and it led to dysfunction and musical chairs that happened in our legislature every single year. And so we passed Proposition 28, which brought stability and some predictability in leadership at the legislature that allows them to focus on long-term issues and not short-term politics. Another victory that falls under number 2 was the defeat of Proposition 32. Proposition 32 was opposed by Common Cause and the League of Women Voters. With the defeat of Proposition 32, California Common Cause believes we need to refocus ourselves on real campaign finance reform. So we're going to be communicating with our members and other campaign finance watchdogs to craft real reform that will push back against the special interest takeover of our government. Our number 1 victory came towards the end of the year during the election when we were the leading watchdog that exposed the $11 million that came from an out-of-state nonprofit that called itself Americans for Responsible Leadership. California Common Cause was the watchdog that first filed the complaint with the Fair Political Practices Commission. With our complaint, the ethics watchdog was able to go to court and sue Americans for Responsible Leadership and ask them to disclose their donors. Now, after a lengthy court battle that ended when the California Supreme Court voted unanimously that this out-of-state nonprofit needs to disclose its dark money donors, what we saw were just 2 more layers of nonprofits. The Center to Protect Patient Rights, which is a Koch brothers connected group, and the nonprofit that calls itself Americans for Job Security. Now these are 2 nonprofits that specialize in dark money tactics, that specialize in taking advantage of state loopholes in campaign finance law. So in 2013, you're going to see California Common Cause and policymakers refocus our attention to closing loopholes and strengthening our disclosure laws so that next time there's an election, no out-of-state nonprofit will be able to drop huge sums of money and hide their donors. So thanks again for your work in 2012, and we're really excited about what's coming down the pipeline in 2013. You can stay tuned into what we're doing in the state of California by following us on Twitter, liking us on Facebook, or subscribing to our YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in 2013 when we start to work on our next victories. Thanks.